Legislative leaders discussed the state's billion-dollar surplus on Wednesday morning at the Wisconsin Counties Association Legislative Exchange. Assembly Speaker Robin Vos said the Assembly will pass Governor Walker's tax reform package without any changes. The governor's proposal would reduce property taxes by $400 million, cut income taxes by $100 million, and set aside $100 million in the rainy day fund.
I think that Governor Walker has found the perfect way to take that surplus and instead of spending it on more government programs, putting it right back in the hands of moms and dads and struggling seniors and brand new homeowners all across the state. We caucused yesterday in the Assembly Republican side, and I don't like to make predictions, but I'll make one. There is no doubt in my mind that when we come to the floor next week, Tuesday, we will pass Governor Walker's plan as he presented it, and then we'll send it on to the Senate.
Assembly Minority Leader Peter Barca, however, has a slightly different plan. According to Barca, his plan would focus on property tax cuts just for middle-class homeowners, increase funding to the technical colleges, and put more money aside to reduce the structural deficit.
Now, the one thing I would say is, sort of the oath the physicians take, which is cause no harm. And I know the Speaker readily dismisses the idea of structural deficits. But I would think the absolute last thing we would want to do is to return to structural deficits again. And with the governor's plan, it adds $100 million to the structural deficit. Now, it's one thing when you have the worst recession, tinkering on a depression, to have structural deficits. It's unavoidable. But to me, this would be a self-inflicted wound.
Senate Majority Leader Scott Fitzgerald said his caucus is also worried about the structural deficit and changes may be needed for a plan to pass in his House. If the Assembly passes Walker's tax cut plan next week, Fitzgerald said the Senate will likely send the bill to the Joint Finance Committee for a compromise. For the MacIver Institute, I'm Nick Novak.